Hello, 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 everybody. Happy New Year. Happy 2026 to you. Yay! We all made it. I am so happy to see you all here. I'm afraid I forgot I started out. My eyes are still adjusting, so please forgive me. The lights. I woke up late today, guys. Oh, and went to bed relatively early. Yes, it was New Year when I went to bed. I went to bed at like 2. Yeah. So the one thing we're going to try not to do today, we're going to try not to go into the cabinet. And whereas I do have a notebook and it is within reach, I'm going to try to do this without the notebook. I can tell you at last check, we are at 450 subscribers and we are over 1,620 viewing hours. I'm so happy for us. We're getting there. Um, what am I sipping on? What we're going to bring in 2026 together with. So raise your bottles, your cups, your glasses, whatever you're sipping on right now. Mine is water. So cheers. Happy 2026, guys. May all of your positive dreams come true. May everything good and healthy for you happen and be presented to you so that you can enjoy it. And may you be in good health, at least. I would love great and perfect, but we're going to push for good and better. That's what we're going to say. No bad. No bad. So there are a couple of things that I do want to point out. So I am going to reach for a notebook. One thing I asked you all to acquire for the new year was a journal. And I do have my journal. I did write down what I wanted to go in my journal. There are 10 entries, and that's the daily mood when you wake up, when you go to bed, your health um, task or feelings, and of course, wake up, go to bed, your daily tasks, the 3 things that you want to get done that day, contacts, 2 people that you want to contact that day, and 2 of the things that you accomplished, and overall what your day is. This is what my layout looks like. I color coded all of my stuff. And this is actually my mood meter here, and my health meter here. And it's just basically letting me know, if I get a little foggy and can't decide what number I want to put on my day, I can go right over here to my chart and check it out. Just a projection to everybody else. But that is, like I said, this is the layout itself. I got a little ahead of myself yesterday and fill those in. But I have to say, if the number changes, it's going up because my mood this morning was much better than an 8. And I feel, no pain other than the knees. I got up this morning and did my stretches, even though I got up like a few minutes after 11. So, like, not too long ago. But I got up and did my stretches. And, when I got ready to put my feet on the floor, go to the bathroom, I had no problems. So, yeah. Hugs and wishes to all. Okay, hold on. I always do that, and I cannot. I am so sorry if I can't see your comments. I forgot last night. I was looking at the ball drop, and I took the comments off. So I'm not even seeing them on the TV. And every time I touch my blinkety phone, it takes everything off. So I can't even see who's in here with me. Enable chat overlay is not available on the food. Okay, I'm not asking for the overlay. I'm asking just to see the chat. Oh, it's not showing me. Yeah. So I see that we have people in the room. Hello and welcome to everybody here. You all know me. I'm Mama Cougar or Kitty Lane. I am that baby boomer from the peninsula in Virginia. And all that I've gone over so far is wishing everybody a very hearty welcome, a very happy and healthy welcome into 2026. We've had our toast. I will gladly toast you all again. I have my water here to 2026. Yay! So that is my cuppa for today. So, story time. Let me tell you how I bought in my new year. So, I was going to try to see if I could show you, but I think it's a little too far. I don't know, I might be able to. So, I got a phone call from my sister Joan. Happy New Year, BB. I'm so happy to see you. Joan, if you're here, please let me know. Please, please, please let me know. And I can show y'all this because there is no the name of it, the cover of it, the whatever was thrown away. Okay, so got a phone call from Joan around 9 something last night, asking me if I was going out celebrating. And I'm like, you see me, I'm celebrating, and I mean, seriously, just to let y'all know, I was ready for bed, night pajamas on, everything. I'm ready. I'm going out. I'm ready, guys. My daughter came in to check on my toe, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take the bandage off and rebandage it before I go to bed, and I'll take the other bandage off in the morning so it can breathe, because even though it's healing and it doesn't hurt anymore, you know how it looks when the skin gets too moist? It looks very pale. So we decided we're going to let it get some air during the day. Just going to be extra careful. And we'll bandage it up at night so that I don't kick another hole in it or anything. So put a pin in that. Let's backtrack. For my birthday, my daughter brought me back from Tennessee a bag. This bag full of chocolate. Yes, the chocolate is gone. It's gone. And she brought me back a jar of strawberry shortcake whiskey. This is how I bought it in 2026, guys. This poured over a slice of lemon cake. It was not by itself. Y'all, this is some of the smoothest stuff I've ever had in my life. It's smooth, but it'll help you sleep. Did it taste like strawberry shortcake? Strawberry shortcake and lemon cake is so good together. They taste really good together. But yeah, the slice and but that was my celebration, and I got to watch the ball drop on TV. And I'm grateful that I've had rest. I am grateful that I brought in the new year, able to open my eyes, able to sit up, able to meet with you guys. When I tell you all that you all make me feel so good, you really, 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 really do. You really, really do. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. Okay, so I told you about the journal. Please, if you have not gotten a journal, please consider doing so. It's just something to help you hold yourself accountable for keeping track of your feelings, keeping track of your health, even, or those things that you say that are really important that you want to do. And if you just make a note of them, write them down, and you go back and check this journal and say, that's what I said I wanted to do today. Like one of mine is prepare my crochet accomplishment bucket or basket. I say bucket here, but I want to crochet a basket because another notebook. I have written out a list of things that I want to make for 2026. The list is not complete yet. I am 80 items short. I mean, they're little things and big things. So I have this page. I have this page. Why did I write them all out? Well, I have them all listed here. But the reason I'm making the bucket or the basket is that I'm going to cut out all of these strips and I'm going to put them in the basket and I'm going to randomly reach in and pick 2 items from that basket, and I will keep you all abreast as to how far I'm going. I won't be able to go back into that basket until one of those 2 items is completed. Now, along with that, and I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm hoping that it is, because I am still going to try to manage to get a blanket a month done, along with the 2 blankets that I want to do for the year. The one blanket being my birthday blanket, which is for December, where I have to have the 63 squares, and the other one is the 12-inch square challenge blanket. One for each month. What I think I've decided to do for the 12-inch square blanket, this is the square that I came up with. You're going to see a video that showcases all of the squares, either a little later today or tomorrow. And then you're going to start seeing videos, tutorial videos of the squares that are going to be featured for that month. There will be 4 squares featured each month. If you're doing a blanket a month, you can choose all 4 of those squares to incorporate in one blanket, or you can choose any amount of them, or you don't even have to do a blanket. It's not mandatory. You can watch the progress of others. To me, that'll be fascinating and great. And I encourage you to please go to my community post page and post pictures, or we're going to start utilizing Kitty's Create and Relate Facebook page. I'm going to try to get that information for you and get it posted on the community post page so that you can see it. But this is, I think, the square that I'm going to stick with for my 12 squares. I don't know. I haven't created the second one yet. It might be better. I might do a different square for each one. I don't know. But I'm going to take this right now is 8.5 inches. I'm going to make it in 4 worsted weight and make sure that it comes out to 12 inches. Once I get it out to the 12 inches, then I don't know, guys. This is so pretty. This is so pretty. And this is the second time I've made something where this sticks completely out. I don't know if you can see it from the side. Let's see if I can show you from the side where it really protrudes. It like sticks out. I think that's so cool. Okay, I had to look at the TV and see if you can see it. But yeah, I think that's so cool the way that happens. And I want to I like that element. So I don't know. I might stick with that one and I might not. But anyway, those are on the list of things that I want to do. And then, of course, there are things like the washcloths and the hats and beanies and scarves, cowls, snoods, which I call scooties. I've been making those since 2000. I'd have to say 2015, so about 10 years, well, 11 years now. But and I've always called them scooties, which is a cross between the scarf and the hoodie. Um, so I guess there is a difference between a scootie and a snood, because the snood is the cowl with the hood. I still don't understand how they get snood out of it. But yeah, along with all of that, we're still looking at tutorials, and I think you all are going to like the way the tutorials are going to be laid out this year. I finally got a camera and a way to do the tutorials so that they look like yay. And thank you, BB. I appreciate that. So to give you a quick rundown of the other squares that you're going to be seeing, the first two tutorials. Sorry for the crinkle, guys. I told you the chocolate was gone. Chocolate gone. So I have not done the tutorials for these two yet, but this is one. It's just simple crochet, but the tapestry crochet effect, adding the element in the middle. This is another square. Now this one is done in DK weight as well. I think this one was actually done in number 2 weight. So this might end up being a 12-inch square, because once I turn this into 4 weight, it's definitely going to be bigger. So the okay, I'm confusing myself. There we go. So this is one tutorial you're going to see, and this is the other. And these are my creations. The pink one was this one recreated. How they look in one color and how it looks with the multicolors. And then here, 2 colors as opposed to 3 colors. This was the original one, and this is the one that I recreated. So those are the 2 tutorials that you have coming up. They're already recorded. I just got to put them out there. So now these are the other squares. This is one. That's my square. This is another. This one has popcorns. Popcorns and puff. Now this was the modified granny. This is the one I got from the book, but I modified it even more. But I will do that tutorial and show you. I am going to give credit to the book that I got it from, which was the book that I previously showed you. This is another one that I created. Of course, you remember bursting petals. This is the one that I'm making my 63 blanket out of. I'm not going to do the temperature thing because the temperature range was so vast. It went from like 7 degrees to 86 degrees. And I had no idea that December 2nd brought that much of a difference. And it kind of focuses between like, let's say 40 and maybe 50. It kind of leans in there, and I don't want it to be all leaning into one color. I knew that I was facing that with me choosing to do just my birth date, but I figured doing it in the 3 cities, the city where I was born, the city I was raised, and the city where I lived, or wherever I was on December 2nd of that particular year, I figured that it would be, so different. The versatility would be different, but now it all seems to go back to that range, would overload it in that color. And that's not what I want. But this is another square. And this one, guys, I am so proud of this square because I literally made this while I was sleeping. Every time I woke up, I did something different. I did that while I was asleep, guys. When I went to sleep, I had just the pink area here. And it looks like I continued with just a regular granny square the next round. I added puffs in the middle here. And then from there, it was back post double crochet every opening. No, it was back post double crochet around every hmm that's what it was right there. Around every cluster. And then of course the double crochet in the opening. And then it was just back post double crochet from there. But I think that's so neat. I love that so much and might even turn this one into a 12-inch. I'm not sure yet, but we have time. And I'm so excited that the first two have already been recorded. It's just a matter of getting them out there to you guys. And then I have time to get the other two done. And another thing, I did not post the video. I didn't. But on Monday, I did make the video. I just didn't post it. On Monday, when I left the doctor's office, having my toe, having my toenail amputated, toenail, toenail, not the whole toenail, just a little piece of it. I stopped at Michael's and I exercised my coupon. And I felt like I owed it to myself to get me something. And I was going to get two more Susan Bates hooks. They had the 5.5, but they did not have the 5.0. And I didn't want to go down to a 4.5. So I got the 5.5. I did. And then, being that your girl wants to dabble a little bit again into trying to learn to knit. Y'all, when I tell you I have casted on at least 6 projects with these and taken them apart. I'm looking at videos, guys. I am. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. And I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up because I'm holding these in front of you. You see these. I did not throw them across the room. I did not drop them in file 13, file 87, none of that. I held on to them because I'm really serious about conquering this. So, yes, your girl is trying her hand. Plus, it's on the list of things to do for this year. I think I said I wanted to knit 4 projects. Let's look at the list and see. 4 knit projects is what I have on the list. And I think I want one of them to be a shawl. And this is the colorway that I'm working with. This is that pea green from Red Heart, that big $5 ball. This is about a third of that ball. And yeah. I'm gonna try. That's gonna be a shawl. And I want to do a shawl. I want to do a wrap. I want to do a blanket, and I want to do a scarf. I like the eternal scarf that I have going on, but I want to do another one that looks a little bit better. So that is what we have planned. We are now approaching our curiosities portion of our day. So what I wanted to ask you all, I did not write these questions down because they're so basic, is what did you do? Hey, sis. Hey, sis. I can't see on the phone anymore. Usually I can see the comments a little bit on the phone, but I touched something and it wasn't happy with what I touched. So it's not letting me see stuff. So what did you all do to, this is a three-parter. What did you do to prepare to leave 2025 behind? And what I mean by that is, what were things that happened in your life that you chose not to bring into 2026, if you can talk about it? I know for some people there may be some things that are better just left. And even though this is a safe space, I want you to know that you are totally safe here, and we will not force you or try to coerce you into doing anything that you're not comfortable doing. So, within your comfort zone, what are some of the things that you chose to leave behind? Like for me, it's, as we all say as creatives, try not to create so many whips, which is why I'm creating that bucket so that I can reach in and pull things out. And I'm not to reach back into that bucket until I've completed at least one of those things that I pulled out. I don't want to have so many whips laying around. Granted, I do have whips that are coming with me into 2026, but it's less than I had in at the beginning of December, and I'm proud of that. So mine is to could leave my impulsive desire to start whips behind. So that's one of the things that I'm working on. Um, I understand, sis. I understand. Um, Another thing, okay, and then the second part of that question is, how did you bring in 2026? I told you how I brought mine in. Lemon cake, strawberry shortcake whiskey. I poured the whiskey on the slice of cake. It was really, really tasty. It was so tasty. Um, and then the third part of that question is, what are at least two of your plans for 2026, creative plans? Or, yes, yes, sis. I have to keep remembering to look at the TV. But what are a couple of things or a few things that you're planning to do in 2026 that are different, or maybe if they are good things or good habits that you've developed that you plan on continuing? I know that's right, sis. Yes, you said a mouthful there, to get better. Absolutely. I sent out Happy New Year's presents to everybody, and it was wishing everybody all the positive things that they uh, deserve. Or, I think all of us deserve good health. I think all of us deserve happiness. I think all of us deserve love and warmth and peace and all of those good things. And that's what I wish for all of us. Another one of the things that I want to do for 2026 is to be more present. And not just for me, not just in this space. I want to get out there more. I want to be present out there more. Now, with that, big surprise. Y'all, on Tuesday, I got a phone call from the rental office. Generally, that's not a good thing. But the young lady said to me, the assistant office manager said to me, that after having a conversation with her daughter, she realized that there are a lot of people that live out here who either do or want to learn how to crochet. So she wondered if I would be interested in teaching a crochet class for the community. Yes. Focus on bringing that channel back. Yes. I did catch it before it left the screen. Oh, I wish I could get these comments up. But But yes, please, please, please focus on getting that channel back up. I'm sorry, guys. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. Of course, they have to run it past um, the people who own the property owners, and make sure it's something that, figure out all the logistics. If it's the type of thing where they want to supply the supplies, or if they're going to get everybody to get their own. I did leave her a couple of suggestions, like starting with something as simple as a pot holder or a headband, and they could get the yarn and the hook from Dollar Tree. Our Dollar Trees do have those. And that's something quick that they can make out of that one ball of yarn. So that's something that I wanted to share with you all. And that would help me get out. It would be, as of right now, we're looking at just one class, but if it's successful, it may turn into something more. My idea would be what she's looking to do. The assistant office manager is get me to build me up. She wants me to turn it into more individualized lessons, and people would come learn from me. Or and they're offering me the clubhouse to do this, so I wouldn't have to do it at home. I could do it over at the clubhouse. The other thing that we're looking forward to, I'm thinking if we don't have enough right away, then maybe it's something I could do, maybe a couple of times a year, maybe even once a month. We don't know. So that is definitely something that we're looking into, and I'm happy about that. Yay! So yeah, like I said, one of the things along with the crochet list is to definitely be more present, to get out there a little more, so that I'll be out there in the world. Another thing that I'm planning on doing, and I know that I had the page close to me. I think it's back there. Um, my doctor and I talked yesterday. It's not back there. It's right here. Healthy lifestyle classes. Every third Tuesday, they have chair aerobics. It is not, even though it is at the doctor's office, it is also available on telehealth. So I've already signed up for it. So on every third Tuesday, your girl will be doing the grandma exercises. I'm officially a grandma now. I mean, I've been a grandmother, but when I say grandma, I'm talking about the age. I'm 62. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and I'm super excited about that. So those are three things right there that I'm looking forward to for 2026. And I hope that each and every one of you come along this journey with me. I really, really am. I'm excited to see where it takes me. I know that my cheeks are starting to get sore because I've been smiling a lot, because you all make me happy. Y'all make me so happy. But yeah, that was the three-part question. What are you looking to leave behind in 2025? How did you bring in 2026? And what are you looking to either continue or do in 26? Just, three quick, simple things that you tell everyone. You're right. I'm not old or earth. I am not. No, I'm not. I am still young and pretty and pretty or beautiful. Uh, and today I'm happy a lot. Just happy. Yeah. I feel good. I tickle myself. I smell good. I'm good. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes. Um, and because I got up late, I have not had my medication and I have not had my and I'm this excited and this happy and yeah, no meds, y'all. But I couldn't one of the pills, of course, we know is a fluid pill. There was no way in the world I could take that before I started because like within 15 minutes, yeah, I gotta make that run. So I didn't even bother to do that to myself. Or you all. No. Yeah. So, what am I working on right now aside from the squares? So, as I started my YouTube journey, one of my favorite stitches was, of course, the moss stitch. And y'all know what just happened, right? Y'all know what happened Tuesday, right? Taco Tuesday came back. Guys, guys, let me tell you about Taco Tuesday. So this is starting season 5 of Taco Tuesday. And the season long challenge has changed. It is no longer pick a whip, any whip, and finish it by the next Taco Tuesday. The season long challenge now is Stash and Scraps Challenge. What that is you will go through your stash or your scraps, and you have 2 weeks to create a make using your scraps or your stash. So you're not going to go out and buy something for this project. You're going to use what you have and you're going to make a make. You have 2 weeks to do it because Taco Tuesday is every other week now. It's 6 episodes long, but it's every other Tuesday. I don't say guys as in guy. Okay, gals and guys. My kittens. How about that? Being that I'm Mama Cougar, y'all are my kittens. Okay, so the two challenges, and that's another thing. That's how Taco Tuesday has changed. From now on, there's a wheel. There are 12 items on the wheel. Well, it started out with 12, being that it's 6 weeks long. Um, so what happens is you have a top layer and a bottom layer. Now, I think there are 14 slots on the wheel. So the purple, it's yellow, green. It's the colors of the rainbow and purple. So the purple is vacant. And I forgot what he said that's for. I think that's just vacant. Or is that Juan's choice? I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look at the video. But the wheel will be spun twice. The first time it's on the outer realm. The second time it's on the inner realm of what you do. There are 12 things on the wheel. So the first one that was chosen was called Color Salsa. What that is, on day one, you pick 2 or 3 colors, and every day after that, you add a color. So, hi, Lady Bird. How are you? I know that's right. I know that's right, Marsha. How are you, Marsha? I didn't see the very first part of your uh comment earlier. Please forgive me, y'all. Happy New Year, my darling. Okay, so the pick 2 or 3 colors, adding a color every day is one. The other one is called the Mystery Taco Challenge. It's Taco Tuesday. If you don't know what Taco Tuesday means, it's an acronym. Taco is an acronym for take a challenge on. So take a challenge on Tuesday. That's why it's called Taco Tuesday. Okay, so the mystery taco challenge is create any make and take a picture of each part of your make as you go and post it on Juan the Yarn Addict and Friends page and have people try to guess what you're making. Okay? So this is not a make, this is not the taco, the mystery taco challenge that I'm making here, but I am double dipping, guys, because my main colors for this are the green that's already here and my soft white. Now I went ahead on and picked my other colors because I can't do it per day the way I'm doing it because it would flood me at the end. So I picked my colors. This is part of my colors. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all of this is 8. There's 3 balls of the same color. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, because the off-white and the soft white are so close, I also picked this dark green so I could use that instead if I wanted to. So these are my colors. And that's what's going into my blanket. So I have finished my first color, and I've incorporated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of my 13 colors. I have 5 more colors to incorporate. Guys, when I tell you yesterday morning, I was trying to get this count right, and I could not for the life of me. I'm like, okay, this is 25 rows. And if I put 25 rows in the middle and 25 rows at the top, that's 75 rows. First, I need to figure out how many rows I want to make it. Blah, 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 blah. I'm doing all of this in my head, and I'm like, this it's not the way I'm figuring, and all of what I did just to figure out that I need to make my 13 colors cover at least 35 rows. I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I could not, and it was baffling me so much. And I came home from the doctor's office and took a nap. And when I woke up, it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, duh, idiot. How about? So then I was able to really get to work because when I went to the doctor's office yesterday, I started this, of course, the night of Taco Tuesday, and I did all of this part. And I woke up yesterday morning trying to figure the other part out and all that good stuff. I was just, So when I went to the doctor's office, I was only able to do this section. So I did the rest of this when I got home, along with starting twice more. I cast it on 150 stitches, and I accidentally dropped the stitch, and I don't know how to catch up the stitch. So I tinked it. I think that's what you call the backwards. Sometimes we just can't see the wood for the trees. I know that's right. We can't. Um, I need to go through all of Mr. One Blankets tutorials and choose one. You should do eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You should do eeny, meeny, because they're all like so good. They really are. Khadijah. Hi, Khadijah. You know what? Let me tell you about a little story about Khadijah. So when I was a little girl, I grew up with a set of twins, Lonnie and Lenny, and down in Suffolk, Virginia. And their mom's name was Mamie. So We went to nursery school together, and one day we had fruit cutouts, and Lenny had lost his banana, and Lonnie and I kept teasing Lenny about losing his banana. And because I was closest to Lenny, he took his anger out on me. Mind you, we're 4 or 5 year old kids. And he put his pencil through my thigh. Yeah, we grew up tough. Because nowadays, it would be, oh, my child has lead poisoning. Oh, no. No, no, no. When I say he put his pencil through my thigh, he put his pencil through my thigh. And I looked at him like, what is wrong with you? I was not the crybaby type little girl. I didn't turn into a crybaby until I got grown. But I was like, what is wrong with you? And I take the pencil out and I commenced to whipping him with the pencil. At any rate, like I said, his name was Lenny. His brother's name was Lonnie. And this is because I did not understand, as a child. When they left us, I forgot where they moved to, but when they came back, they were no longer Mamie, Lonnie, and Lenny. They were Khadijah, Assad, and Munia. They had become Muslim, and I, for the life of me, could not understand it. I'm like, look, you can't keep throwing that on me. It's, when y'all were Lonnie and Lenny, if people got you confused, at least your name sounded alike. What are you doing? But when you said Khadijah and to see that you spell it like our Khadijah spell hers, yeah, it took me back to that. But it was a scary moment in hindsight. But then seeing that we all made it through that, and it was so funny because growing up, Munia, Munia was the one with Munia was. I want to get this right. Okay, Munia was the calm one coming up. Munia was Lonnie coming up, and Assad was Lenny. Assad had the real, it's a Muslim name, but I'm not, okay, okay. Oh, yes. But Lenny had the anger issues coming up, and he became Assad. And Munia was so calm. And, oh, Adija or Hadija. Okay. The K is silent. Okay. Okay. Auntie pronounced hers Khadijah. So it's Hadija. Okay, cool. I'm going to try to remember that. I'm going to make a real serious effort to remember that. What did I do with my notebook, y'all? Here we go. See, I wrote it down. That lets you know. But we're going to make a real serious effort to remember that. Okay, but yes, I had fun times growing up. I really, really did. And by the way, your interview was, well, oh, thank you. And I knew that I recognized your page because I went to you and subscribed right away. So I threw yarn back in your window. Oh, it didn't run away and go on vacation on you this time. You're right, it didn't. I'm so glad it didn't. It didn't do like the K hook. Yes, the K hook is still. She came out. She came off punishment, but she's still within reach and within eyesight. I'm right there. And for those of y'all who don't know, I misplaced the K hook. I did. It. I mean, it stayed on for a while to the point that I went out and purchased another one. It was a Susan Bates K hook. Yeah. So yeah, I had to replace that. But like I said, growing up, I had so many wonderful experiences. I think I told you all when I was in the third grade, one of our arts and crafts projects was to create or to crochet, actually, a pot holder. And it was a class that was lasting over that month. And the first day I made the pot holder and was ready for the next project to the point that I started bringing my own yarn. Y'all, to me, that I didn't know anything about patience. Then patience, just you'd have to know my life back then. Susan Bates, her favorite, very yes, yes, but um I started. I like I said, I didn't know anything about patience. I was that little chubby girl that was bullied, and then my mom being a teacher and not being around. I was always, with the babysitter. The kids used to say very harsh things, and when we moved to the last neighborhood we were in, uh, they called it an initiation. It really wasn't. I later found out what it was. But I got jumped by all the kids in the neighborhood. But anyway, back to third grade, they got me to help the teachers teach crochet. And that started teaching me patience because I realized at that point, everybody doesn't learn on the same level. Everybody doesn't retain things in the same time frame. I think everything is retainable. It just doesn't happen as quickly for some as it does for others, just like it doesn't take as long for some as it does for others. So it's no. Jonah just read your but but yeah, I learned that we can all retain it. Um, and faced with the challenges that we have in our family dynamic now, what I'm learning is that we have one member of our family who retains it, but just like going to sleep at night, she loses it. So she has to be retaught. That was a wonderful opportunity for you. Actually, well, the I wish you had been treated like extracurricular back in grade. Back in third grade. It wasn't even treated. It was like, y'all, that brings up another whole conversation. Do you remember? And I'm hoping that you all are of age and might remember this. I am a baby boomer. I was born in 1963. When I first started school, we were very much segregated. Um, that for a mulatto child is devastating in itself. I was trying not to touch on it, but I got to tell it all. So when I was coming along, not only was I teased for being a teacher's child, not only was I teased for being a chubby child, but I was teased for being mixed. And, I got the names like Muddy, Half Breed. Oh, the names. But to get away from that, it became very hard sometimes to focus on things that I needed to do, my schoolwork, my classwork. It became very hard because I was too busy fighting my way through. But when we became integrated, not only did the dynamics of not only did the environmental dynamics change, school changed. School changed in the sense that, and I've noticed that it has changed several times since then, but things that were majorly important in school in first and second grade for me were not so important when it came to third grade. And it seemed to me things like keeping up with current events. When I was in first and second grade, that was mandatory. It was a part of your first and second grade. There was a time every day at 12 o'clock every day we were looking at news as kids. It was required of us to know what was happening. When I got in third grade, when we became integrated and I got in third grade, the only thing we looked at on TV was school recorded events and things like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and Sesame Street. We didn't we didn't look at news. We didn't get asked questions about news. Um, when it came to show and tell, which is what I was introduced to in the third grade, if you told about news events or things that happened in your neighborhood or what you saw on the news the night before, you didn't get credit for that. And it just seemed like that was the first part of losing out because I often, when I, when I was back home in Carolina, it was a big thing to know about the news. I don't care who you were. I don't care where you came from. I mean, my grandmother was Caucasian. She was the manager of the kitchen of a private school. Um, I never saw myself when I was their first, I was their first mulatto student. I was their first student who was not totally Caucasian. So I never saw myself as the first of it. I was never treated like that there. That never happened in Carolina. The owner of the schools, it was an Esquian. I think I'm saying it right. They taught you how to ride horses, but it was a school too, an accredited school. The owner's son taught me how to ride horses. It was predicted way back then that we would be married. Tommy was 7, I was 4, and he taught me how to ride horses. But coming to Virginia was so different. And by the time I got to third grade, which, like I said, was the show and tell, and trying to navigate through, trying to uh, figure out what was presentable as show and tell. You also have to remember my mom was a teacher. So a lot of times my mom wasn't there. I didn't have the going outside and playing and building all this stuff with my brothers and sisters because I was the only child. My mom got in from work. It was we sit down and eat. We have mother-daughter time, and then it was time to take a bath and go to bed. That's and I get up the next morning, go to the babysitter's house, leave from the babysitter's house, go to school. In school all day, come back, and we do it all over again. So I didn't have um the different things with I made my doll baby a dress. I learned how to cook this. I learned how to cook that. I didn't have those kind of stories to tell. The stories that I had to tell was when we were eating dinner and we were looking at the news, what happened at the news, or how many loads of laundry my babysitter did, or the fact that she took her husband to work that day because the second car wasn't working, or how she allowed me to go out and feed the dogs. But it was never, it's like whatever I said was never acceptable to them. Now, I learned later, and it was during the time of me teaching the crochet, why it wasn't acceptable from me. Um, I was an anomaly to them. I was one of two students in that school that straddled the race fence. When I went to school, guys, you had to stand up if you were Caucasian or raise your hand. You had to stand up if you were back then black. You had to raise your hand. So when you raised your hand for both, it was no, you have to choose. You have to, there was no straddling the fence. You have to lose half of your identity or a portion of your identity. You cannot identify with this because you either are or you aren't. So what are you telling me? That part of me doesn't exist? But I learned in teaching crochet that sometimes the tenacity of the person, yes, yes, but sometimes the older ones can be taught, even as we become the older ones. And, we are sometimes stuck in our ways. We can learn that sometimes our way is not the correct way for the time, for the moment. I'm so glad that we have progressed in so many ways. Do we have a long way to go? Yes, we do. And I think we always will. But it is what it is. I'm grateful that we have progressed as far as we have. And I am so grateful for the love of those who are open and willing to love openly and willingly. Guys, I'm not going to overstay today. And we're not going to end like we usually do. Because this is 2026. We're going to do things a little different. We're going to tweak it just a little bit. But we're working on the ending. So I will simply tell you, please stay beautiful, not only to others, but to yourself as well. Okay? Remember to always love yourself and know that I love you too. Until we see each other again, guys. Peace out.